your enemy. Fear steps into your life. It's not there to destroy you. It's there to measure you. It's asking, how much are you willing to fight for this? See, most people think fear means stop. They feel that shaking in their chest, that voice in their head saying, what if I fail? And they back off. But fear doesn't mean stop. It means go forward with more focus. Fear is the universe's way of separating the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the believers, the pretenders from the contenders. When you feel fear, understand that it's part of the process. You can't grow without pressure. You can't rise without resistance. You can't be brave without something to face. Fear is the evidence that you're standing at the edge of your potential. If you never feel fear, it means you've been living too safe, too small, too comfortable. Fear only shows up when you're about to do something that matters. Every dream comes with a test called fear. It's like a gatekeeper that stands between who you are and who you're meant to be. You say you want success. Fear will ask, are you ready to be rejected? You say you want to build something great. Fear will whisper, what if it doesn't work? And if you let that whisper stop you, then you were never ready for the reward. But if you push through, if you move anyway, even trembling, even unsure, that's when you start earning your victory. The people you admire, the athletes, the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the artists, they all face fear. They didn't wake up confident. They woke up committed. They didn't wait for the fear to fade. They moved through it. Fear tried to convince them to quit, but courage kept saying, go one more step. And every step they took through fear built something unshakable inside them. That's what separates the average from the unstoppable. Not talent, not luck, not money, but the decision to keep walking when fear says turn around. Fear is a mirror. It shows you what you care about most. The reason you're scared to lose it is because it matters to you. The reason your heart races before you speak, perform, or start is because deep down you want to win. So instead of running from that feeling, use it, channel it. Let fear fuel you. Let it sharpen your focus, tighten your discipline, and remind you why you started in the first place. Fear isn't a barrier, it's a bridge. It's not a punishment, it's preparation. Every time you face it, you prove that your purpose is stronger than your pain. And when you pass that test, fear doesn't disappear. It just starts to respect you. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's movement despite it. Too many people wait for the moment when the fear goes away, think it's when they'll finally start, but that moment never comes. Fear doesn't disappear, it just disguises itself. It's always there whispering doubts, magnifying risks, and replaying your past failures. The real difference between those who move forward and those who freeze is not that one feels no fear. It's that one moves anyway. You'll never be fearless, but you can be brave. Brave people don't have fewer fears. They have stronger reasons. They still hear the same doubts, but their purpose speaks louder. They still feel the same trembling, but they walk through it. Courage is not about pretending you're invincible. It's about accepting that fear exists and deciding it won't control the next step you take. When you show up scared, tired, unsure, but still say, let's go. That's when courage is born. Every act of courage begins in discomfort. You feel the tension between what you want and what you fear. You feel your body telling you to stop, but your heart urging you to move. That moment right there, that's where the battle happens. Not out there in the world, but inside you. Courage is won in the seconds when you choose to act instead of retreat. You don't have to be confident to take that step. You just have to be willing. Think about it. No great story ever started with comfort. Every hero began scared. Every leader began uncertain. Every dreamer began without a map, but they took that first shaky step, and that step changed everything. You can't wait until the fear fades to begin. You begin, and that's how the fear fades. Action is the cure to anxiety. Movement is the antidote to doubt. Once you move, fear loses its grip. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's just a whisper saying, try again tomorrow. Sometimes it's getting out of bed when life feels heavy or speaking your truth when your voice shakes. Courage is consistency when the excitement wears off. It's the discipline to move even when your emotions don't agree. The truth is, courage grows with repetition. Every time you act while afraid, you teach your mind that fear isn't fatal. You train yourself to push through resistance. You become stronger, not because fear vanished, but because you stop surrendering to it. So when fear shows up, and don't wait for confidence, don't wait for perfect timing. Just move. Even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if your voice trembles. Because real courage isn't found in the absence of fear. It's in the decision to keep walking with it by your side. Fear loses power when you face it. The more you run, the more it grows. The more you hide, the louder it gets. Fear feeds on avoidance. It gains strength from hesitation, from silence, from the stories you tell yourself about what could go wrong. But the moment you turn around and face it, something shifts. It's like shining a light into a dark room. The shadows disappear, not because they were defeated, but because they were never real to begin with. Fear only lives in your imagination until you expose it to action. The truth is, fear thrives on what you don't confront. The longer you delay, the heavier it feels. You start to build entire scenarios in your head, predicting failure, embarrassment, pain, things that haven't even happened yet. But when you finally step toward what scares you, you realize it's never as big as you thought. Most of the time, fear doesn't die instantly. It dissolves slowly with every brave step you take. Every time you confront it, it gets smaller, weaker, quieter. When you face fear, you shift the power dynamic. Instead of fear controlling your decisions, you start controlling your direction. You train your courage like a muscle, one rep at a time, one action at a time. The first step might shake you. The second might still hurt. But by the third or fourth, you start to build strength. You start to realize that courage isn't something you find once. It's something you develop through repetition. Every time you face fear, you take its power and turn it into progress. Avoidance is a habit, but so is bravery. The more you avoid what scares you, the more your brain learns to panic. But when you take small steps toward your fears, making that call, having that conversation, showing up for that dream, you rewire your mind. You teach it that fear doesn't mean danger. It means opportunity. And once your brain learns that truth, you become unstoppable. It's not about never feeling fear. It's about refusing to let it dictate your life. Every great transformation begins with one act of defiance. The moment you say, I'm not running anymore, that's when fear starts to shrink, because fear can't survive where courage lives. It can't dominate a heart that's decided to move forward no matter what. So every time fear knocks, answer it. Every time doubt whispers, step anyway. You'll realize that fear only has the power you give it. And the moment you face it, you take that power back. Courage lives in decision, not emotion. Most people wait for the right feeling before they act. They wait to feel ready, confident, or unafraid. But that moment never comes. You can't feel your way to courage because courage isn't a feeling. It's a choice. It's a decision you make in the middle of fear, not after it's gone. The difference between those who move and those who stay stuck isn't that one feels brave and the other doesn't. It's that one decides to act anyway. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the louder it gets. Every second you spend thinking about what could go wrong gives fear more control over your mind. It plays on repeat. Every failure, every rejection, every time you fell short. And if you let it, that hesitation turns into paralysis. But courage breaks that cycle. Courage says, I may not know how this ends, but I'm not staying here. The moment you decide to move, fear starts to lose its grip. Courage is built in those split seconds when you choose conviction over comfort. It's not about having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself enough to take the first step. Every time you act without waiting for the perfect emotion, you're teaching your mind that you are in control. Not fear, not doubt, not insecurity. You're reminding yourself that your future belongs to your decisions, not your emotions. Emotions change constantly. One day you feel confident, the next you doubt everything. If you base your courage on feelings, you'll be trapped in inconsistency. But when you build it on decision, you gain stability. Decision is what gets you up when motivation fades. Decision is what pushes you forward when fear screams louder than faith. Decision is what keeps you moving when everything in you says quit. Every great breakthrough begins with a decision, not a feeling. The decision to try again after failing. The decision to speak up when your voice shakes. The decision to start when no one believes in you. You don't wait for courage. You create it through choice. Every time you decide to move forward in uncertainty, courage grows a little stronger inside you. So stop waiting to feel brave. That feeling might never come, and that's okay. Make the decision first, then the feeling will follow later. Fear fades after action, not before it. When you move with conviction, when you lead with choice instead of emotion, courage begins to live in you, not as a fleeting moment, but as a permanent mindset. Growth hides behind your greatest fears. Every time you feel that knot in your stomach, that doubt in your mind, that pressure in your chest, it's not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're standing in front of something that can change you. The doors to your next level are always guarded by fear because fear is the final test before transformation. It's the barrier between who you are now and who you're meant to become. Most people turn back at that door. They see fear and assume it's a warning. But the truth is, it's an invitation to grow, to rise, to evolve. Every breakthrough in your life will require you to face something that scares you. You can't reach new levels while staying comfortable. You can't become stronger without being stretched. Growth never happens in the safety zone. It happens in the moments when your hands shake, when your voice trembles, when your heart races, but you move anyway. Every transformation starts when you stop running from fear and start walking through it. Because the very thing that scares you most is the same thing that will shape you into your next version. Fear is a mirror that reflects your potential. It shows you exactly where your power lies. If something terrifies you, speaking, leading, risking, trying again, that's a sign it matters. It means it has the power to elevate you. Growth doesn't hide in what's easy. It hides in what's uncertain, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. That's why so few people experience real change, because it requires facing what others avoid. The people who grow the most aren't the ones who have no fear. They're the ones who stop letting fear dictate their future. They stop saying, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I grow? They stop treating fear as a stop sign and start seeing it as a green light. Because every great story of success, every reinvention, every breakthrough began when someone decided to face what frightened them most. Fear is not a wall, it's a doorway. You just have to walk through it. It's going to feel uncomfortable. That's how you know it's working. Growth never feels safe while it's happening. It feels uncertain, heavy, sometimes painful. But once you step through it, you realize it was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. The other side of fear isn't destruction. It's elevation. And the moment you face it, you don't just conquer your fear. You meet the strongest, boldest version of yourself. The world belongs to the bold, not the fearless. The fearless are a myth. Nobody walks this earth without fear. Everyone feels it. The anxiety before the leap, the hesitation before the choice, the doubt before the dream. But bold people, they move anyway. They don't wait for fear to vanish. They act in the presence of it. They understand that courage isn't found in comfort. It's forged in pressure. True power doesn't come from never being afraid. It comes from mastering fear, from standing tall even when your knees are shaking. Boldness is what separates dreamers from doers. So many people have incredible ideas, massive goals, powerful visions, but they never execute because fear keeps them frozen. They keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect feeling, the perfect plan. But the truth is, the world doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who move. Boldness is what turns potential into reality. It's what transforms intention into impact. The ones who take the leap while everyone else is still thinking about it are the ones who rewrite the rules. True power belongs to those who felt fear, faced it, and acted anyway. Those are the people who build legacies. They don't let fear dictate their direction. They use it as fuel. Their hands may tremble, their hearts may race, but they step forward because they know growth demands motion. Fear tries to stop them, but boldness gives them momentum. Every act of courage, every risk taken, every challenge embraced. That's how greatness is born. You don't become bold by waiting until you feel ready. You become bold by choosing to move before you do. Every small act of courage compounds. It builds your strength. It builds your belief. It builds your story.